Well, good day to all. It is, let me see here, 9/7/2016. Jedi 1 here, a little morning report, just terribly burning in my soul. Unless you're keenly aware of those that I follow, let me bring you up to speed. This is Coast to Coast AM last night. The atrocities that have been perpetrated against a natural plant that no question whatsoever, I don't care where you sit, what pew you sit on at church, you can't deny the fact that a natural plant made by God, if you follow the God theme, which I do, that this plant was made and designed for the upright Homo sapiens sapien here on the blue planet. No questions about it. It has been prostituted by the powers that be, Big Pharma and the likes thereof, to change the mindset of the weak-minded of our society to buy into the dogma that it is an evil plant. It can heal, it can build, and it can rejuvenate this country of America that we live in, just like it did prior to the Marijuana Act, when the big politicians that had their agendas with Big Pharma, with the Carnegie Foundation, the Rockefellers with the petroleum, and the Randolph Hearst with the paper industry. That's what happened to marijuana. That's the seeds that they started planting for the minions to start buying, which was bought, and now it's demonized. That is a natural plant. George Norley and the likes thereof are broadcasting this to high heaven to try to reach the minions. And I support them 150,000% in doing so. At the very same time, you can see on George Norley on this show here called Space News Earth Singular Life that George goes over. There is no question whatsoever that God exists, and this is all by design. God's design, the world that we live in. You also know that I followed Clyde Lewis, Ground Zero. Please go over and go to groundzero.org right here, groundzeromedia.org, groundzeromedia.org, and follow Clyde closely. You'll glean why I say the things that I say. Last night there is a natural herb that I wasn't even aware of called Krypton. Krypton is a natural pain element or natural pain control plant or herb that causes morphine and opiates not to have to be used. There are literally thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people who testify that Krypton has helped control their pain and they're able to function as human beings. They found 2 people that they are propagandizing, saying that they committed suicide behind Krypton. That's a joke. They had all sorts of pharmaceuticals in their system when they committed suicide, and it had nothing whatsoever to do with Krypton except in certain situations that are explained very clearly when working mixed as a cocktail with other deadly pharmaceuticals, that Krypton was in the mix, and so they grabbed a hold of Krypton and said it was the evil one. It was not. You need to come over to groundzero.media, groundzeromedia.org, and when you do go to that site, that's Clyde Lewis's, you can go to the top of the page and you can click Listen Now and go to SoundCloud. And when you go to SoundCloud, you're going to see all the recordings that Clyde does, just like you see here on the screen. You see Dr. DEA. The DEA is saying now that they're going to classify Krypton because of those 2 suicides. It's never had, back into the thousands and thousands of years that it has been used by civilization, had 1 single death contributed solely to Krypton. Only in the last 3 years have they found Krypton in a system where someone committed suicide. They grabbed a hold of it, even though they had all pharmaceuticals, 10 or 15 different pharmaceuticals in their system when they died. They grabbed a hold of Krypton and made a story. Why? Because Krypton now is in competition with their opiate cash flow that the U.S. central bankers that are running this country out of Afghanistan, with the poppies and the heroin and all the opiates coming out of of Afghanistan and around the world, which the CIA is the largest drug dealer on the entire blue planet. They're trying at the end of this month, their DEA has said that they're going to classify krypton as a class 1 narcotic, right up there with heroin, opium, cocaine, and believe it or not, marijuana is mixed in there too. Why? Because it's a natural substance, and they can't have something that's natural and very, very cheap. They have to have something they're in control of so that they can control us, or try to. That's not going to work. Also, this lady that you listen to, Susan Ash, she has ways that you can support krypton. And listen to this show is all that I can say. Listen to the show and you'll see what I am referencing. This is what I wanted to get out to you today. Golden Eagles, I'm so proud of you, as well as the Eagles. Golden Eagles will be having a call. I've taken down all the order forms off of Radio Daisy Chain, as well as the conference calls. It's just going to be the Golden Eagles, and then we'll have some Eagle calls as well. We have a very distinct path that we're taking today, being Wednesday the 7th. I have a meeting with on the telephone with Carlos, our funnel maker, at 2:15 Central Standard Time, and I'll report back to y'all on the next time that we're going to have a meeting. Share this message with all that you know. Have them subscribe to our YouTube channel so that we can get this word out. Also, you'll look down here at Wounded Heart. Back in the day, when the Anglo bankers came to America and started prospering, they went from the east to the west, wiping out the indigenous people who lived here back into antiquity, far before the white man got here. If you're not aware of it, I'm a card-carrying, stamp certified American Indian with the card in my pocket. They wiped the Indians out the best they could back in the day by killing the high plains animals and starving them to death at Wounded Knee, and pushed them to the most desolate areas of this continent to try to eke out a living. They did that. The Indians, the Navajo did, and other tribes. And in North Dakota now, this very moment as I speak, the military complex as well as the industrialized pharmaceuticals and all are now saying that they need to run that pipeline through the North Dakota Indian reservations. That's sacred territory. That's UN world recognized nation of the Indians. And they're saying that the American Indians own that reservation that they were forced to be on in desolate times, are saying that they're trespassing and that they're causing great havoc on the Indians. Listen to that show and you'll see what I'm talking about. These are the things that fire me up. Down here where it says Blazing Guns, that's where the marijuana movement to help people with pain, children with epilepsy, that one or two drops of CBD, which is a non-psychotropic drug, does not get you high, nor does krypton. They're trying to wipe that out, and they started passing out what's called medical cards. And of course, everybody and their brother that is fond of that plant and what it can do, be it recreational or medical, went down either under false pretenses in most cases so they could get a medical card to walk into a store and buy this marijuana products. And now they're saying that anyone holding a medical card with marijuana can no longer have a gun, or they can even confiscate their guns. Every single thing that this government does, these U.S. central bankers, has an agenda. And you have to be aware of it. That's what our entire movement is about, is waking people up to the fact of what's really going on and how we're being herded into, like cattle, into a pen, and they can control us. That's all that I wanted to go over today. Share this message with as many as you can. Have them subscribe to our YouTube channel. And this is the way that I'll communicate the most. Golden Eagles, I'll be getting in touch with y'all very soon. We'll have a private meeting. And we do need others to help support us. I have a plan that I want to initiate that will help support Clyde Lewis, Fade to Black with Jimmy Church, George Norley, and many others that you may know about that we can support through a system or program that we're going to come out and do. That's all I have for today. God bless each and every one of you. Go out and create a wonder-filled day. It is by choice. And remember this. Once a person who has been honestly mistaken all of their life learns the truth, they either cease to be mistaken and start speaking the real truth, or they cease to be honest. What say you? Jedi 1. We down.
Hello, this is
Clyde
the
Lewis.
United States.